of Jackson Public Schools, Jeff Beal. Hey, Jeff.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
The sun is shining outside today. It's beautiful.
Yeah, tomorrow even warmer.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Busy time at JPS. It's kindergarten roundup season.
It's kindergarten roundup season. I talk about this like one of my favorite times because we've really beefed up what we do around kindergarten roundup. I mean, it's a whole partnership collaborative when you come in and we invite parents to come in and, kind of sample everything that we've got. Cascades, I think Dibble might be tonight, Hunt, John R., Northeast, Montessori, Sharp Park. These are all, coming up, and I see you've got a graphic up, or if you don't have the graphic up, you'll get it up. But the piece here is that, you can come in, meet the staff, get a handle on the principal. They'll do some readiness testing or readiness assessments, but they also do hearing screening and speech and language screening, some things like that, to really, again, give parents kind of the best opportunity to give their kid the start that they need. Last year we were bursting at the seams. It was one of those really awesome feelings as we come back from COVID and we come back from kind of this blended learning into full-time in person, and to have kindergarten parents come out in just the numbers that we saw was very exciting. So we're looking forward to another real positive outpouring from our community to come and see what we have to offer, because there's something unique for everybody. Whether you want the balanced calendar at Hunt or you want the Montessori education, you want a small school atmosphere like John R. Lewis, that big neighborhood brand new school, Cascades, which is as beautiful as they come. I mean, there's so much out there. So yeah. I really hope folks take advantage of that.
And the specials are different at each school too, right?
Yeah, so each building selects specials kind of based on the needs or the desires of the building. So it's not, if PE or music or art, STEM or STEAM, types of activities. So there's a wide variety for folks almost anywhere you want to be. There's world languages, Spanish, down at the elementary level. So if you're, and I'm a big believer in this, if you get an opportunity to learn a language at a younger age, it's simply much easier than trying to learn a language at my age. So I always encourage parents, if that's something you want or value, your children will have a really rich experience in life if you can help them provide that.
Great. So I don't think I've seen suggestion boxes in the lobby at the schools, but you do seek input from the community.
We do in a couple of different ways, and so kind of the traditional surveys, and you think of like the Survey Monkey or whatnot that go out, and they're very finite, right? Like, we just want to know on a rating scale, what do you think of X, Y, and Z? And we get a good piece of data from that, but one thing we're piloting this year and we're going to be using moving forward is a new system called Thought Exchange. It's a company that we partner with, and rather than a one and done response, so I ask you a question and you give me a number 1 to 5 and you tell me what you think. The Thought Exchange provides a very limited set of questions. They're generally open-ended. They could be about anything from climate and culture to textbooks or school lunches. They literally be about anything, and they're going to be about a lot of things, with the idea that we foster greater conversation and greater interactions. So with a Thought Exchange survey, we'll pop out a question to you, and we'll say, tell me what you think about, or what is your greatest concern, or what is your greatest like about Cascades Elementary or Sharp Park Elementary, or pick one, right? And then you give a response and other people give a response, but we invite you to come back and interact with the other responses. Now, everything is confidential, so it's not like I see you or any of the names, nor do any of the participants, but I can come back and I can see that a participant said, well, I really like Sharp Park, but I wish the pickup and drop off traffic was less, or something like that. And so we could focus in on the traffic, because there's very limited space at Sharp Park, and so pickup and drop off is one of those challenging times for parents who don't send their students on the bus. So we recognize that, right? The same thing goes, into and then the next person might come back and be able to react or interact with your comment. And so we start to build kind of these layers, this almost conversation type of a survey where we start to get a deeper dive, a deeper sample on what our community, what our parents, our stakeholders are thinking around a variety of topics. And again, these aren't going to be long surveys. They're not going to be. It's not like 20, 30 minutes.
Online or
oh
email
yeah, yeah. It's all done electronically now, and that's the nice piece too, because we get very filtered responses, and we can do some fun things with the data to be able to interpret what folks are saying, or really be able to kind of provide us direction for what should we be doing and what should we be providing next.
So how will that get out? Will people be?
So a large blast will go out on our district distribution lists, but keep an eye on our webpage, keep an eye on our social media pages, because there are multiple opportunities coming. This tends to be, you said kind of into your survey season. It's test season, it's kindergarten roundup season, it's survey season. We gather a lot of data right now because today we're making plans for the fall, and so it's everything from budget to textbook adoption to bus purchases, et cetera. So there's a lot going on right now that really prepare us for August.
All right, watch for that coming soon to your email inbox. Yeah, it's a lot of seasons right now. It's a chance that a lot of students, their work is being showcased. Students in arts. Have you been to Jackson Crossing?
Up at the Jackson Crossing. I have not been there yet. I hear that we have an excellent display this year, though. I saw some pictures of it, but I haven't actually been able to get up to the crossing. Just this week has been a race from Monday till now. So no golf for me this afternoon.
Okay.
but it's coming to a theater near me, I promise. But no, what a wonderful opportunity. I hope the community will go by. There are wonderfully talented artists. They've got some beautiful work on display, and our kids are aspiring. They're going to take these skills and they're going to become graphic artists. They're going to do work in advertising. They're working, in the professional industry. Again, they're going to take this passion for art and they're going to turn it into a career. You watch it happen. And so I'm hoping that folks will go down and take advantage of that opportunity, get a sample of what's going on, what are our kids producing. And when you're a student artist, we don't produce art just solely for ourselves. We produce art, whether it's a visual display or a music number that we play or a piece of poetry that we write. We produce it for others to enjoy, for others to experience. And so when I look at how do we honor our students, when we've got to give them an opportunity to get their work out there for others to be able to appreciate.
Yeah, all kinds of art. There are more than 20 schools. Jackson High alone has more than 150
different
kids represented.
Yeah.
And there's sculpture, there's jewelry, there's clay, there's photography, printmaking, a lot of cool things. So.
Well, that's the beauty of Jackson High. When you take a look at our art department, it's not one thing. It's not 2D drawing, 3D drawing, or colors, or rather painting. It's everything from photography around to pottery to, like you said. So just a really rich experience, and I don't think people can really understand until you kind of take a look at our course catalog how many different offerings our students have. It's unparalleled throughout the county.
Yesterday we had, I think it was Aiden and Cassandra on, who are two of the students starring in your next J-High Theater.
Yeah, Frog and Toad, right? The year with, they've been working hard getting the set up, and I think that's this weekend. 21st and 22nd at 7 o'clock and the 23rd at 3. If you have not been in, I see this all the time, if you've not been in the Jackson High School auditorium in a while, I hope you'll come down. Part of the bond project was really centered around reinvesting in the audiovisual equipment for that space, and they have done just a fabulous job. So I know that our students work very hard. I know that, again, we just talked about art, right? So our students work at this. They do this for the opportunity to share it with others. This is what they love to do. And so I'm hoping that folks will come out. If you need something to do in an afternoon, if you don't know what you're going to do, come see what our students can do. I think everybody's going to walk away going, wow. Everybody's going to walk away going, I really love what Jackson High School or what Jackson Public Schools really brings to our community. We're an investment for all of you, and so I'm hoping that you'll take advantage of that and come share with us.
So you have kindergarten roundup for new families coming into the district. What about kids that are just starting at J High?
Well, people don't think about that, but that's a huge transition for folks. We have, I think it's next week. It's on the 26th, and it's 8th grade orientation or 8th grade open house up to Jackson High. And they don't think about this transition because up until 8th grade, it's still very much elementary based. And that's not to say that we're not a middle school, but we are. But the credits don't transfer, right? The credits are kind of, you just pass your classes and move on. It's promotion based. At the high school, it becomes credit based. You need to earn so many credits. Your credit in Algebra 1, your credit in Algebra 2, and so on, in order to graduate. And so there's a lot of exposure that comes. We really help folks, families, parents, and students walk through what it looks like so that they can start that journey of what is the next 4 years and how can we as a school system provide for what you might want to do afterwards, whether you want to go to an Ivy League school, you want to go to Jackson College. Maybe you want to be part of our early college program, maybe it's the Career Center, but we show you how to take your learning and really wrap it into your passion, so that we're gearing, how do we get past kind of the have to do's and get onto some of the want to do's, right? So, there's always those credits that you have to accomplish just to meet the Michigan Merit Diploma. And then we get into what drives education. We get into where students' passion come. Like I said, it's the arts, it's the theater class, it's the music classes, it's things like that. And when you start to take a look at all those electives that we offer, all those early college opportunities that we offer, the ability to, and every year we send kids to Ivy League schools or four-year universities, some of the best in the country. And it's that important. Trust me, I've had 5 kids go through this. I can't stress this enough. You definitely need to participate in that 8th grade orientation if you have an opportunity to do so. And if not, you should reach out and talk to our high school principal about getting another tour, being able to sit down with our counselors so that we can help you kind of, again, understand what to expect. Jackson High is a big building.
You can get lost in Jackson High. But
once you're there, and I did this with my kids, at orientation, you're looking at a sample schedule. You get them to understand, the 300 classrooms, the 200 classrooms, and the 100 classrooms are just floors. And once they can recognize how to navigate through their schedule, it takes a lot of the stress out of it. It takes a lot of the worry out of it. There's some good things happening, and I hope folks will come down and participate in that.
All right, that's for future 9th graders, current 8th graders, week from today, 6 till 8. We've got spring sports in full bloom. We've got catching up. We've had some rain and cold and snow.
Well, I think even yesterday we canceled golf. Yesterday it
was so windy. It was hard for
soccer. This week they played down at Tecumseh. What a tough game. We lost, but our kids were playing through injuries, and I'll take wins ahead of losses, but I really love the fact that the way our students play. And so, again, take a look. We'll obviously have more schedules coming up. Track was at Chelsea yesterday, and I put some calls out this morning trying to get some updates on that. I don't have them for you today, but you can get an idea on what's coming up. There's a lot going on. Today we're home at Mihal Field for soccer and JV, both varsity and JV rather for soccer. So I hope you'll come out and see that.
It's really it's a cool experience to go watch a baseball or softball game. because your brand new concessions are open and staffed, and they're making hot dogs, and there's Coke, and there's popcorn, and
It's a great experience. If you know, whether you're at the baseball field over at Withington Stadium or at the softball fields out there behind Parkside, brand new concession stands, brand new bleachers, really updated facilities that we've worked hard on over the last several years to make kind of that. Again, I talk about it like it's a collegiate level
it is.
playing surface. You know, as far as a competition place to play, you'd have a hard time finding a place better.
Yeah, it's a athletic surface. It's not dirt.
Well,
part of it
there's turf at the in the infield at the baseball field, and then it's an all grass field at the softball field.
And it looks like there's a lot going on with the new football field.
They're working on getting the turf, the final pieces to the turf project down. So, you know, the turf goes in, and what they did was they obviously did all the demo last fall, and we've got a shock pad underneath that entire field now. Same material that we put in underneath the field in the Glick in the field house there. So that should reduce injuries and make for a much better playing surface. But all of the lettering, all the numbering, all the decal work, that's all essentially glued in. And so they've got to have a series of days when it's warm enough to be able to do that and have it all set up. So, but yeah, they're working hard on that. And again, it's one of those pieces we're fighting the weather, but the sooner they can get that done. So with construction right now, we're wrapping up a lot of projects, but it's, you know, we're finding that what we're into is chasing down those little details. It's like the new high school locker room, right? You know, we redid the locker rooms in the high school, and you know, you get everything installed, and there's 8 sets of lockers missing, right? And you're going, come on, really? We were waiting on these all year. The truck comes and they get them installed, and you realize there's still 8 bays that are missing, and you're going, how is this even possible? But those are the pieces that we're chasing down, right? You know, we've got a lot of work going on out at Sharp Park, and that's going to be a really tricky schedule, a really fun schedule for this summer. And you remember last year we were paving the parking lot, like I think right before people were coming in, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it's like it's a Sunday and we're coming on Monday and we're paving the parking lot on Sunday. That's really where we come down to with this construction is we're kind of chasing down some of those final details, and then final projects like Sharp Park, which is again, you know, the last really heavy duty construction project. There's some other pieces that we'll be doing, you know, the SCMV expansion and things like that. But as a whole, we're getting to the end, and knock on wood, we're under budget. We're still well within our fiscal means, and so I think what we've done is invest well with the people's money, and we're going to deliver the product we said we would.
Yeah, no question. The schools look great. Well, thanks for all the updates, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's great to be here. And one day when, you know, we can both get out of here on a sunny afternoon, we will have to go find a golf course.
that would accept us.
Yeah,
yes.
It would accept us.
Yeah, Jeff and I are both bad.
No, golf bad's not it. That doesn't come close. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Jeff Beal, JPS Superintendent. We hope you can